So, Boris Johnson is set to address the public at 8 o'clock tonight. Now, this is an odd time to do it. It's odd that he hasn't given any heads up whatsoever. I have no doubt that he will just be repeating what Dominic Cummings is going on about, and a lot of people are suspecting that he will essentially say we're going into a second lockdown. Though I don't think it's going to be anything that worthy. I don't, because the Conservative donors do not want a lockdown in any way, shape or form, and there's a number of different reasons for it, but rest assured they don't give a crap about human life. Now, it's important to note that last week the Independence Age group put out 10 points saying, look, we can stick the kibosh on the second wave if we do these 10 things. Now, these things were along the lines of shutting down bars and restaurants again. Now, I know a lot of people aren't going to like that, but look at what we did the first time round. Look at what other countries did that have successfully managed this virus outbreak. We are the worst in Europe, and it's for a damn good reason. Track and trace is one of them, and it's also because we've kept things open that we don't need to keep open. Boris Johnson has ignored, he's refused to sit down with teachers to see what he can do with schools, and actually teachers is one of those points that the Independence Age group came up with. But we are expecting him to put out a few points. Now, Kent Live put out a few points saying these are the official, as of like an hour ago from time of recording. These are what the new virus rules are. Work from home if possible. We already know that Tory donors do not like that, and dipshit managers who aren't smart enough to realise that's the best way forwards, yeah, they're not pushing for that. Pubs, bars and restaurants to close by 10 PM with table service only. I mean, look, I get that people are saying we need to think about the economy, but you have to come at this practically. And again, look at every other country in Europe. Our economy has been the worst hit by this because we did a half-assed job. When I make arrows, if I skip one of the earlier steps, it takes me so much longer in the long run because I have to go back and undo everything I've done and do it properly. We have to do this properly. When we fuck up with this, people are dead. You can make money again. You can't bring back people from the dead. Face coverings must be worn in taxis and by rental staff while at work. Yeah. Customers in indoor hospitality will also have to wear face coverings except while seating at a table to eat or drink. I mean, I kind of understand that, like, you can't eat with a mask on, but still, this is just fine. Indoor team sports such as indoor five-a-side football matches now banned under rule of 6. Fine. The planned return of spectators to sport venues will now not go ahead from October 1st. Wedding ceremonies and receptions will be capped at 15 people from Monday. So that's pretty pathetic. I mean, really, that's pathetic. That's not gonna do much. So here's the thing, like shutting the bars, restaurants, everything else at 10. Okay. Now that those extra couple of hours when they're shut is going to do something, but people are still going to be there. And because we have such a piss poor track and trace system, because people are struggling so much to get tests, I mean, hell, as an update to my tests that I had a few months ago, while I got a very suspicious, remarkably quick compared to other people in the same field in different homes, I got the all clear. But I recently found out that the manager of my home was told that every test came back inconclusive. That's a big fucking problem. All it takes is one person who doesn't know they have the virus, and we know there are more people who are asymptomatic than are symptomatic. It takes one person who doesn't know they have the virus to go to a pub to spread it to everyone who's going in the pub, and not just while they're there, but even if they pop in for a quick whiskey and then fuck off. It's an airborne pathogen. We didn't do this right the first time round. Now, I've heard from business owners saying, well, look, we are doing everything right. No one's actually come and spoke to us from the government, and that is another problem. The government isn't talking to anyone. The government is just telling people what to do. And I'm saying the government to be generous here because realistically we all know it's coming from Dominic Cummings, the man whose only qualification is in history. My qualification is in mythology. You don't want me setting these policies. That's why I'm listening to people who've spent their entire lives studying this. But Dominic Cummings isn't doing that. And Boris Johnson is doing what he's told like a good bitch. So now we have to see what Boris will actually come out and say with later. But honestly, at this point, I don't know if it's actually going to make a difference. And that's the big problem with this. That's the big problem with all of this. Because we have a government who so blatantly don't follow their own rules, who consistently break the law. Recently, our Tory MP, Conservative MP, was exposed for being on a long-ass train journey, didn't wear a mask once. Oopsie, I'm sorry. Oh, but you wear the mask, even though I'm not taking this seriously. Oh, we're all going into lockdown. Okay, well, I'm going to drive over 250 miles because it's my wife's birthday. Shh, no, it's not my wife's. We're doing it because we're worried about the kids. And I can't see, so we're going to go on a 60-mile round trip to test my eyesight. And then, of course, every Conservative member, and I say every because if you abstained, you're a dickhead who agrees with breaking the law. You just don't want your fingerprints on it. But every Conservative agreed to break the law, break international law with this withdrawal agreement. That's what we have. You have to lead by example. And this government has consistently, on top of all the fuck-ups, said, no. You do this, I'm not going to. Fuck you. But you do this. Side note, if you like the t-shirt, link will be down below. All proceeds are going to charity to help the homeless people in the UK. Again, links down below. You can follow me on Twitter at BamGibson30. Take care, keep safe, wear a mask. And show more common sense than Boris fucking Johnson.